Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatim Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahe Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsa Shri Rupam Sagara Jatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Saji Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Shahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyamati Pashyata Deshatarine Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpatarubhyash Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namah Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Welcome everyone in Bhagavad Gita class. So we are taking at present once in a week. So everyone has holiday on Sunday, so can listen, can attend. Or if you are not able to attend, you can listen, recording. So listening Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitam is very important. Travanam is the first stage of devotional service. If you can listen, automatically you will start implementing it and it will convert into devotional service. So last time we discussed the overview of chapter 1, 2, 3. So we'll start chapter 3, that is Karma Yoga. So Karma Yoga section is different from Karma Kand. So Karma Yoga is different from Karma Kand. So Karma Kand means you are doing something and you are attached to the fruits of that activity. But here in Karma Yoga, Lord Krishna has explained Arjuna that you do no need to attach with your fruits. Do your activity, do your karma, and you depend on me. Whatever fruits, whatever results will come, you are not entitled for that. So in that mode, we should work and we should perform karma and activity. In 2.49, it is rightly said that how a karma should be done. And the right mood of performing karma is very important. Otherwise, you will be entangled into the fruits of activity and the result will be not that much good. So, what is 2.49? What is 2.49? 2.49 is दूरेण हि अवरम कर्म बुद्धि योगा धनंजय बुद्धौ शरणम अन्विच्छ कृपणाः फलहेतव. So, O Dhananjaya, keep all abominable activities far distant by devotional service. So, if you are performing devotional service, all sinful activity will automatically go away. And in that consciousness, surrender unto the Lord. Huh? So, if you are working by surrendering to the Supreme Lord, it is known as devotional service. That is only possible by devotional service. Those who want to enjoy the fruits of their work are misers. So, if you want to enjoy the fruits of your activity, of your karma, then you are miser. Okay. So, what you can do, you can by devotional service, you can keep all these things away from you. These things are there. If you are not performing devotional service, it will be stick to you. And if you are performing devotional service, it will go away from you. So that is the 2.49. So keep far distant from abominable activities. Okay. So Arjuna is thinking that killing people is not good. So by engaging in Buddhi Yoga, you can be free from abominable activities. So this is the understanding of Arjuna. So you can without killing people and engaging in Buddhi Yoga. Arjuna's question, why Krishna wants him to fight? If you say don't perform abominable activities, and other side you are saying that engage in Buddhi Yoga, that is good, then why you are asking me to perform such a ghastly warfare? So what is the 3.1? Arjuna uvacha jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tatkim karmani ghore mamani yojasi keshava. Arjuna said, O Janardana, O Keshava, O Hrishikesha, why do you want me to engage me in this ghastly warfare? If you think that intelligence is better than fruity work. So Arjuna is asking Krishna, O Lord, O Supreme Lord, O Supreme Proprietor, O beautiful Madhava, please tell me why, if you know that Buddhi Yoga is good, better than Karma Kanda, then why you are engaging me in this ghastly warfare, abominable activities, killing people, where I am going to kill my own family members? And what will happen after this ghastly warfare? What will happen, that we have already discussed? So Arjuna is confused now. So one side Krishna is saying that keep all these abominable activities, killing people, by devotional service. And other side, he is engaging in Buddhi Yoga, perform your Karma Kanda in the keeping in center Krishna. So there are two different things. Because of that, Arjuna is confused. So Arjuna is asking question, oh Krishna, why you want me to fight? So intelligence, Buddhi Yoga is better than fruity work fight. Arjuna is thinking that intelligence is better than fruity work. So intelligence is Buddhi Yoga and fruity work is fighting. And it is good. It is right. There is no wrong concept in Arjuna's mind. It is right, but this is the wrong place where Arjuna is trying to relate. Why? The other side, those who are standing, they had performed a sinful activity and they deserve to be killed. So that is the problem. Arjuna is confused. So he is just anyway he is trying to escape from the battle, and he want to go to secluded place in the forest and just chant Hare Krishna Muhammad and be happy. So that is not the correct way, because Lord Krishna has already arranged all this warfare so that all these sinful persons can be killed. He has already killed all these people. Now he is looking support from Arjuna, that Arjuna can become, here Arjuna has the opportunity to become instrument of Lord Krishna, because Lord Krishna has already killed them, already planned. Only Arjuna has to execute it. So Lord is so merciful that he has already killed the sinful persons, but he wants to give credit to his devotee. So Arjuna is a devotee as well as friend. So Arjuna, so Lord is so merciful that he always wants to give credit to his devotee. So Arjuna misunderstood to be cessation of work, retirement from active life. So Arjuna understood that he has mistaken it, that Buddhi Yoga means retirement from active life. Okay, whether you are standing in battlefield or whatever. So he very tactfully he wants to escape from the battlefield. So he must misunderstood to be cessation of work, retirement from active life. Go to secluded place and chant holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. So according to Arjuna, he wants to escape from the battlefield and go to a forest, secluded place, and will chant Hare Krishna man forever, rest of the life. So here, Krishna is saying it is not advised unless someone is fully trained. You are not allowed to go to secluded place unless you are fit for that, unless you are properly trained. If you are going to forest, what is your duty? And before going to forest, what is your duty? Okay, it is like to pass the exam, to go to the next class, to be promoted. So what is there? Exam is there. So that exam is nothing but you have to pass the exam and then you can go to the next class. So that is the minimum activity that you have to perform. Without that, you cannot be promoted to the next class. So this is the 3.1. 3.2. व्यामिश्रेणेव वाक्येन बुद्धिं मोहयसीव मे तद एकं वद निश्चित्य येन श्रेयोहम् आप्नुयाम्. My intelligence is bewildered by your equivocal instructions. So Arjuna is saying that, oh Krishna, oh Supreme Lord Krishna, I am confused. So my intelligence is bewildered by your equivocal instructions. One side you are saying that killing people, be away from the killing, and one side you are saying act in Buddhi Yoga. So therefore, please tell me decisively which will be most beneficial for me. So Arjuna is asking Lord Krishna that, oh Lord, oh Keshava, oh Hrishikesha, oh Madhava, oh Madhusudan, so many names are there of Krishna. Please tell me what is better for me. Whether I should fight or I should go to the forest, secluded place, and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra rest of the life. Okay? So Arjuna is confused by equivocal instructions. Fight, whether to fight or renounce. If he is fighting, he will be active. He will be active and fight without expecting any result. That will be karma yoga. Perform your work without expecting any fruity results. That is called Karma Yoga. So Karma Yoga can be achieved if you perform your activities Karma Yoga. If you perform Karma Yoga, that is known as devotional service. And if you renounce, so that is inactive. If you are fighting in the battlefield, this you are active. If you don't fight, you go to the forest, renounce your activity, that is the inactive stage. So that is known as Jnana Yoga. Means you have knowledge, what is the matter, what is spirit, what is body, what is soul. So you are familiar with that. So that is called Jnana Yoga. Empirical philosophical speculation. So that could belong to empirical philosophical speculation. So now the goal of renouncing activity and fighting both are same. You are going to go back to home, back to Godhead. But what is the intention when you are performing such activity? If you are just you don't want to perform your activity, that's why you are taking renounce. It means you are not properly qualified. That you don't have knowledge that much. What is actuality? So you are escaping from the battlefield. You are escaping from your prescribed duty. So that is not allowed. That is not allowed. Instead of that, you can fight. You can do your karma, and without any fruitive activity, without any fruitive desire. That is called karma yoga, and that is better for Arjuna in that place. Okay, so Arjuna has to decide. Arjuna has to decide that now Krishna will. Arjuna is entangled, bewildered completely, whether to fight or renounce. Okay, so karma yoga, that is all given in karma yoga. That is in chapter 3, unit 3. So Lord Krishna clarifies Arjuna's doubts and will explain entire thing about what is karma yoga. What is karma yoga? 3.3. Lord explains different classes of man realizing self. Who can, or those who are endeavoring for realization, what are the different kinds of people? Okay, Lord Krishna has explained rightly in 2.39. 2.39 that what is the classes of man realizing in self. एषा ते विहिता सांख्ये बुद्धिर्योगे त्व इमां शृणु बुद्धया युक्तो यया पार्थ कर्म बंधं प्रहास्यसि. Thus far, I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. In 2.39, analytical study has been described. What is analytical study? So now listen as I explain it in terms of working without fruitive result. O son of Pritha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of work. From the bondage of work. So you have to keep your intention proper. Why you are fighting? Why you want to renounce? If the time, if the at that particular time you are asked to fight and you are renouncing, that is wrong. You are renouncing, that is wrong. So after performing your prescribed duty, you can be allowed to take renouncing. So that is the difference. In 2.69 again, 2.61 again, तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्त आसीत मत्परः वसेहि यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. One who restrains his senses, keeping them under full control, and fixes his consciousness upon me, is known as man of steady intelligence. Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna that one who keeps under control all his senses and always remembers me, he is the true devotee. He is the true karma yogi. He is actually in Buddhi Yoga. Okay, he is known as man of steady intelligence. Steady intelligence means, steady means what? The one who is in trance, samadhi. Who is in samadhi? The one who is doing his activity continuously without expecting any result from that, without attaching himself to that particular result. Then we have so Lord Krishna has explained in 2.39 that two classes of men trying to realize self. One is Sankhya Yoga, purifying senses by philosophical process, understanding the philosophy, what is the philosophy behind that particular thing, understand. So that is known as Sankhya Yoga, analytical study, study of spirit and matter. So what is the analytical study? Study of spirit and matter. So is applicable to people who likes to speculate. Speculation. This is spirit, this is matter. So it requires how to believe by experimental knowledge. If I say, if I give you some theory, you will not believe. Okay, why should I believe? Why should I believe? Your question is, why should I believe? Okay, so this is the philosophy, this is the theorem. Now you can read it, you will understand. Okay, see, to make yours, to make understand others, what you will do? You will try to give some philosophy, some theory, some theorem. Like in math, we use many theorems. Okay, so these theorems, someone has given us this theorem, proof that you can use this particular theorem wherever it requires. So we give the reference and we can use it. Okay, so analytical study is done by through some experimental knowledge, through some philosophy, some theory. Maybe some there are many things are based on philosophy only. There is no, you cannot perform experimental knowledge. There are certain things where experimental knowledge are available. Philosophy is also available. So you can refer both, you can prove, so you can, others can believe. Oh, okay. And the other way is karma yoga, niskam karma yoga, the yoga. Do your karma, do your karma kanda, do your activity without expecting any fruitive results. So that is known as working in Krishna consciousness. Akarma. Akarma means what? You are working according to scriptural injunctions. You have faith in Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. So always have faith on spiritual Guru. Whatever his instructions are, it is like a nectar of instruction. Jnaninas tattva darsinah. They are the realized soul. Whatever they will say, they have already experienced. So if you are facing any difficulty, it is not like that you are facing it first time. Someone has already faced it, proved it, and that is known as spiritual guru. Who has faced it? Spiritual gurus. They are much intelligent. They are fit to explain certain theory. So you have to accept it as it is. So whatever spiritual guru gives instruction, you have to accept it as it is. No need to any speculation. No need to perform that. I will perform practical and then I will realize. Whatever spiritual guru is saying, it is a nectar. You accept it as it is. So work in Krishna consciousness, akarma. So depend on Krishna, senses can be easily controlled. What you have to do? Work in Krishna consciousness, work according to Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, depend on Krishna. Man manabhava mad bhakto, madhyajimam namaskuru. Depend on Krishna, senses can be easily controlled. Once you are in devotional service, Krishna is with you, within you. Don't worry about that. Depend on Krishna and Krishna will give you 100% result. Will sanctify your activity. So will sanctify your karma kanda. It will become karma yoga. It will become karma yoga. Tani sarvani sanyamya yukta asita matparah vase hi yasya indriyani tasya pragya pratisthita. Depend on Krishna, one who restrains his senses, keeping them under full control. I will not allow my senses to go here and there. So it doesn't mean just close your eyes and sit like this meditation. That will not help you. Okay, without if you are sitting without doing anything, so your senses are so strong that it will entangle into the clutches of Maya. So Maya is with the clutches, it is roaming here and there within you only. It is within you only. Maya, lot of desire is there. Lot of desire, full of bag, whatever quantity you say, it is full. So, but if you depend on Krishna, Krishna is the sense controller, supreme sense controller. He is a Hrishikesha. He is a Madhusudan. He is a Govinda. If you depend on Govinda, your senses can be easily controlled. Tani sarvani sanyamya yukta asita matparah vase hi yasya indriyani tasya pragya pratisthita. So the one who knows, the one who can study, the one who can understand me, the one who can control, keep his senses on me, he is known as man of steady intelligence. The man in trance, the man in samadhi. So Sankhya Yoga, analytical study, so this is the purifying senses by philosophical process. So this process is known as gradual process. This is the gradual process. And if you are performing karma yoga, niskam karma, buddhi yoga, that is the direct process. And it is easy, sublime, purifying process. It is very easy, sublime and purifying process. What do you have to do in Kali Yoga? Sankirtana Yajna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Just you have to repeat this. You're not eligible. You are in Maya. You cannot read book. You don't have time to read book. You don't understand Sanskrit. You don't understand English. You don't understand Hindi. You're not eligible to read a single letter. But by listening from the spiritual master, from the devotee, if you can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that one Mahamantra is sufficient for liberation. One Mahamantra is sufficient for liberation. You don't have to do anything. Just chant 24 hours Mahamantra. So I'm not saying just sitting at one place you start chanting. In morning time, you can rise early in the morning, you can perform some devotional service, you can do DT seva, you can do chanting, whatever time you get, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour, 1.5 hours, 2 hours, whatever time you get in the morning. 2 hours getting is very difficult nowadays in Kali Yoga. And Maya Nagari, it is very difficult to get 2 hours, but at least you can take out some time, 15-20 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, and you can sit at one place and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. How you have to chant? You have to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You have to chant it repeatedly and listen your voice. If you are just saying, but you are not listening it, what will happen? Mind will go to London. Mind will go to cinema hall. Mind will go to club. Somewhere else in the market. I am buying so many things. I have money. Going to this mall, that mall. There are so many connections, so not to be discussed over here. So many connections, hundred and thousand lakhs of connections are there. Sitting at one place, you will reach at any place. So, or that is called man ki gati. So, man ki gati is so fast, within a fraction of second. Whatever unit you say, million, millisecond, whatever you say, it will reach to the destination that you may not be able to reach physically in your entire life. Okay, so that is the situation. So, karma yoga is the direct process, and sankhya yoga is the gradual process. The goal of both gradual process and direct process is same. Is same. Goal is same. What is the goal? Purpose is to establish relationship with the Lord and self. Atma and Paramatma ka milan. It is also known as. So, what is the goal? Ultimate goal of this life? Ultimate goal of this life is that merging or establishing relationship, not merging, establish relationship with Lord Krishna. That should be the ultimate goal. Okay, so this is the 3.3. So now, what is the difference between Sankhya Yoga and Buddhi Yoga? So there is one specific. We'll try to differentiate. Sankhya Yoga. What is Sankhya Yoga? Is the philosophical speculation, something which you can believe by doing experiment, something which you can believe by studying some philosophy, some theory, some theorem. That is known as Sankhya Yoga. But Buddhi Yoga is a Krishna consciousness. It is a direct process. And Sankhya Yoga is indirect process. So what is a direct process? A process of directly connecting the level of our activity or karma for the purpose of Krishna consciousness. So this is the devotional service is the direct process. So Prabhupada has rightly said that devotional service is the direct process. No need to go by any experiment or reading any philosophy, any theory, any theorem, whatever. No need to do all this. So that's why Sankhya Yoga is indirect process and Buddhi Yoga is direct process. So dependence on personal endeavor. So if you are following Sankhya Yoga, your dependence is on personal endeavor. But if you are following Buddhi Yoga, your dependence is on directly Krishna. If you are in Buddhi Yoga, directly you are depending on Krishna's mercy. If you are performing Sankhya Yoga, you are depending on personal endeavor. Meant for persons who want to understand things by experimental knowledge and philosophy on one's own limited capacity. So we have got imperfect senses. So whatever we are going to perform will be also imperfect. How can you perform a perfect thing by using imperfect senses? Not possible. So if you perform experiment, you get the result, you will believe. If you don't get the result, you will not believe. Whereas in Shastras, believing Krishna is not a experimental knowledge. If someone asks you, who is your father? Prove it. How will you prove? Whatever mother says that, oh, my son, he is your father. So you have to believe that. So only mother can tell you who is your father. That in that sense, Buddhi Yoga and Sankhya Yoga. So Buddhi Yoga, if you are performing devotional service, you are depending on Krishna. So spiritual guru will tell you this is Krishna. So you have to believe that this is Krishna. Why? Because spiritual guru had already realized Jnaninas Tattva Darsinah. And here personal endeavor. In Sankhya Yoga, personal, completely personal. You will perform experiment with your imperfect senses. So sometimes you get the result and sometimes you don't get. So whether it is right or wrong, you will not believe. So you are totally dependent on the personal endeavor. But in case of devotional service, you are depending on Krishna's mercy. In Sankhya Yoga, there is not success is not sure. Unsure of success may never reach the highest rung of ladder, which is to attain Krishna's mercy. So unsure means what? May or may not. So both are there. Duality: sure, unsure, sure, unsure. You may get or may not get. But if you are working in Buddhi Yoga, surety of success. Working in Buddhi Yoga, depending on Krishna. If you are depending on Krishna, success is must. Success is going to be happen. So there is surety of success because strength is given by mercy of Krishna and Vaishnavas. Thus, one is easily relieved from bonds of action. One is easily relieved from bonds of action. And there is no flaw in the process of Buddhi Yoga. So in 2.39, it is rightly said, ऐसा ते विहिता सांख्ये बुद्धिर योगे त्वा इमाम शृणु बुद्धया युक्तो यया पार्थ कर्म बंधम प्रहास्यसि. Thus far, I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. Now, listen as I explain it in terms of working without fruity results. If you are working without fruity results, it is Buddhi Yoga. O son of Pritha, you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of force. So you have to act in such a way that you can be freed from the bondage of force. There is no bondage. So if you are working in Buddhi Yoga, you are depending on Krishna, there is a surety of success, so there is no bondage. In 2.40, it is said, there is no flaw in the process. Neha vikrama nasosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpam apasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya. So whatever devotional service, a little devotional service you will perform, you will carry with you whenever you leave this world. It will be there. Like you perform certain task in your material world and you perform 99% right, but you perform 1% wrong, that is considered as wrong. Your boss will never promote you. Oh, you have done this wrong. Okay, he has got something to say. He has got your flaw and he will say, no, you have not performed. What you will say? No, not performed. Okay, whether you know, and he also knows that 99% is correct, only 1% is missing. So there is may or may not. You may be promoted or may not be promoted. But in spiritual world, in adhyatmic world, what is considered? If you have performed even 1% right thing, that 1% will go with you. You will carry this to the next life. And whenever you get chance to right thing in the next life, it will start from 1% onwards, 1.1, 1.2 like that. So you carry it with you in the spiritual world. So all the punya karma will go with you. Okay, so that is the Buddhi Yoga. If you are doing good thing, yeah, it means you are in Buddhi Yoga. If you are doing right thing, then you are bewildered, confused accordingly. Okay, so here initial purification required by prescribed duty. If you are following Sankhya Yoga, then initial purification is required. A gradual path of purification by senses by philosophical process. Using some philosophy, some theory, you perform certain tasks, then you go ahead. Directly you cannot go because initial purification is required. Otherwise, you will be in a big hole of unsuccessful. Okay, so and if you are following Buddhi Yoga, so Buddhi Yoga itself is the Buddhi Yoga means you are depending on Krishna. So it is the self-explanatory or self-purification process. If you are depending on Krishna, it means what? You are depending on Krishna. It means what? You are in the purificatory process. Purificatory process. So that process itself is a purification. If you are following that process itself is a purification process. It is already purified. Okay, it doesn't require any certificate. So स्वल्पम अपि अस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्. श्री भगवान उवाच लोकेऽस्मिन् द्विविधा निष्ठा पुरा प्रोक्ता मया नघ ज्ञानयोगेन सांख्यानां कर्मयोगेन योगिनां. श्री भगवान उवाच लोकेऽस्मिन् द्विविधा निष्ठा पुरा प्रोक्ता मया नघ ज्ञानयोगेन सांख्यानां कर्मयोगेन योगिनां. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Oh sinless Arjuna, I have already explained that there are two classes of men who try to realize the self. Some are inclined to understand it by empirical, philosophical speculation, and others by devotional service." So Krishna is telling Arjuna, "Oh Arjuna, loke ismin dvidha nishta pura prokta maya nagha jnana yogena sankhyana karma yogena yogina." So there are two kinds of people. One who follow Sankhya Yoga and the one other is follow Karma Yoga. Karma Yogena Yogina. So those who are yogi, they followed Karma Yoga. And those who are Jnana Yogi, they follow Sankhya philosophy. Okay? So, Swalpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even a slight performance of such a principle enables one to overcome great difficulties. If you perform a very little devotional service, you can be saved from a great difficulty. That is the importance of performing devotional service. So, in 3.4, renunciation should not be accepted without purification of heart. You cannot take it. It is not a one-day decision. Tomorrow I am going to forest. You can live a happy family life. You can perform devotional service in your family itself. There are many rishis, munis, yogis are there. They have lived their entire life with the family and they have got liberation. Ambarish Maharaj. And there are many Rishi Munis. They have lived a family life. Entire life with family, wife, children. But they have performed devotional service too. Because of that devotional service, they have got liberation. So renunciation should not be accepted without purification of heart. So for that, purification is required. So empirical philosophers retiring from fruity work, renunciation, sannyasa should be accepted after purification of heart. Without purification of heart, disturbance to society, unfulfilled desires. There are many people, they are pretender, they are doing mithachara. They are avoiding the actual renunciation process. So once you become sannyasi, you should not indulge in sense gratification. You're not allowed. Otherwise, it will be a wrong message for the society. So Lord Krishna does not approve this directly taking sannyasa. So Lord Krishna, what Krishna says, being in family, you can do your karma yoga. You can perform devotional service. Okay, so devotional service, renunciation should be accepted after purification of heart. Happens for materialistic man by performing this prescribed duty. How you can purify? By doing prescribed duty. So that is a good practice. Being in family life, you can perform prescribed duty. You do it honestly, complete it. Simultaneously, you can perform devotional service. So that is known as purification process. Sometimes you make mistake also, you learn it. Next time you can improve. But once you become sannyasi, once you become renunciation, you accept renunciation, and you do anything wrong, that goes, it goes, it sends wrong message to the society. So that should be kept in mind. So not performing prescribed duties doesn't give freedom from reaction. Okay, if you are not doing prescribed duty and you just take renunciation, senses are so strong. At some particular point of time, you will be entangled into sense gratification. You will be caught red-handed. And nowadays it is happening around the world, around the society. In the society, people are doing it. They are pretending. They are mithyachar. They are doing mithyachar. So pretenders are known as mithyachar. In Sanskrit, there is a word mithyachar. Means mithya achar. It means what? Your acharan is wrong. That is called mithyachar, pretender. So not performing prescribed duties doesn't give freedom from reaction. You don't think that I am not doing anything. Then also it will react because senses are so strong. Okay, someone doesn't perform prescribed duties, transcendental service to Lord, to Krishna, accepted Lord as Buddhi Yoga. Accepted by Lord as Buddhi Yoga. If you are doing devotional service, if you are taking Harinam after renunciation, and you are not entangled in sense activities, then you will be accepted. Lord will accept that you are working in Buddhi Yoga. Okay? But it is a difficult process. It is a difficult process. Okay, so easy process: being in family, perform devotional service, do your prescribed duty properly, honesty, follow the rules and regulation, follow four rules. What are the four rules? No meat eating, no wine, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling. These four rules. These four rules. Intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling, no meat eating. These are four rules. Follow these four rules. Do chanting 16 rounds minimum. Prabhupada has taken grant for us. Do 16 rounds. You will be free from the material desires. Rest, Prabhupada will take care. Follow four regulatory principles. Do 16 rounds chanting. Rest, Prabhupada will take care. He is our spiritual guru. So you have to have faith on our spiritual guru. So Sankhya Yoga is impractical since soul is active in nature. Okay, so if you think that by following Sankhya Yoga I can live happily life 99.99%, 99 times, 99.99 times you will get failure. 0.1% is negligible. 0.1% is negligible. I am not saying 1%. 0.1% is negligible. Why? Because senses are so strong that they will not allow you. Always testing, always testing. Do something, do something, do something. So sometimes you will do wrong. And if there is action, reaction will be there. And wrong action, sinful activity. So that is the there 3.5. So 3.5 says 3.4 na karmanan anarambhan naiškarmyam purushosmate na cha sannyasana deva siddhim samadhigacchati. Not by merely abstaining from work can one achieve freedom from reaction, nor by renunciation alone can one attain perfection. So it is not like that. I will take renunciation, you will achieve perfection. No. I told you 99.99% chances are there you will fail. Only 0.1% chances are there you will achieve success, and that too negligible. So 0.1 is negligible. So Sankhya Yoga is impractical. न हि कश्चित् क्षणम् अपि जातु तिष्ठत् अकर्मकृत् कार्यते हि अवसः कर्म सर्वः प्रकृतिजैर्गुणैः. Everyone is forced to act helplessly according to the qualities he had acquired from the modes of material nature. Therefore, no one can refrain from doing something, not even for a moment. You cannot sit without doing anything. You cannot refrain from doing something. You cannot refrain. You will be doing something. You cannot refrain from that. Even if you are sitting idle and thinking, and one beautiful woman comes, or in front of a woman, a beautiful, handsome man comes, there are chances to be degraded. Bad desire will come into your mind. So there are chances, 99.9% chances. I told you 0.1% is negligible. Okay, so Sankhya Yoga is impractical since soul is active in nature. So soul by nature it is active. So in Srimad Bhagavatam it is rightly said in Canto 1, 5th chapter, 17th verse. Tyaktva swadharmam charanambujam hare bhajan apakko tapate tato yadi yatra kwa vabhadram abhud anushyakim ko vartha apto bhajatam swadharmatah. Okay. If someone takes to Krishna consciousness, even though he may not follow the prescribed duties in the Shastras or execute the devotional service properly, and even though he may fall down from the standard, there is no loss or evil for him. Okay. So if you are following devotional service, if you don't, or if you are in Krishna consciousness, if you don't perform devotional service, or sometimes you commit mistake, Krishna will take care. Star marks, condition apply. It doesn't mean that you perform every time wrong, Krishna will take care. You will be punished. You will be punished heavily. Okay, so don't take it wrongly. So tyaktva swadharmam charanam bhujam hare. Okay, so do something which is required. But if he carries out all the injunctions for purification in the Shastra, what does it avail him if he is not in Krishna consciousness? If you are performing everything, devotional service and all, but you are not in Krishna consciousness, you are just, it means what? You are pretender. Mithyachar. You are doing mithyachar, which is not allowed. Anyway, every activity has some result. You are not consciously doing, although we should do it consciously, you are not doing consciously, you are performing, you are following four regulative principles, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but somehow you are not conscious, but slowly, gradually, it's a gradual process, you will become Krishna conscious. But if you are not doing devotional service, if you are doing devotional service but not Krishna consciousness, that is not fruitful. Okay, so better you chant attentively. You chant attentively. So chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra will fulfill or entire your all desire. Entire thing. Okay, so Sankhya Yoga is impractical since soul is active in nature. So active in nature, it must act in contact with material nature. And what if our soul acts, what will act? It will be in material nature only. Acquires modes of material nature. What are the modes of material nature? Goodness, passion, ignorance. Whatever activity you perform in material world belongs to these three categories. You cannot deny whether it is goodness or passion or ignorance. If you are doing activity in goodness also, it has some desire. I am doing good things, so I'll need this. I need more money. Okay, so you try to impress your boss. Okay, there is a competition. There is a competition for material desire. I will do this thing, this good thing for my office. My boss will be impressed. He will promote me. He will give more money. So there is a competition involved. There is a profit involved. So there is material. You are doing good. You are not doing harm. If you are doing for your promotion something hard work, that is good, not wrong. But there is a competition involved. There is a competition involved. Competitive mind is there. There lot of material benefit involved. So it belongs to goodness. It belongs to goodness. So and there are passion, ignorance also. So whatever activity you perform, it belongs to these three categories. Whatever you perform in material world belongs to these three categories. Goodness, passion, ignorance. Goodness, passion, ignorance. Okay. So since our soul is active by nature, needs some engagement. If you don't engage it, then it will go to that material desire. But if you engage it, then how you can engage it? You can engage in devotional service. You can engage in devotional service. You can follow four regulative principles. You can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 16 rounds daily. There is no loss. Even if there is fall down in the sense you are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but you are not attentive that much. But if you are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Krishna is dancing on your tongue continuously. So in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.5.17, Canto 1, 5th chapter, 17th verse. Tyaktva swadharmam charanan bhujam hare. Bhajan apakkoth patet tato yadi. Yatra kwa vay bhadram abhud amushya kim ko varth apto bhajatam swadharmata. Okay, so and if you follow Shastra, if you are following Vedas, Shastra, it means what? You are following prescribed duties recommended in Shastra. Prescribed duties purifies the soul from affinities. There are so many affinities in our mind, in our heart. But if you perform devotional service, it will be purified. Like you clean your house, you will clean your certain objects. So there are dust affinities, in terms of affinity. And if you perform this prescribed duties, what will happen? You will be purified. Leads to Krishna consciousness. If not, then failure. Leads to Krishna consciousness. If not, then failure. Okay. See, again fail. You again follow Shastra. Oh, what kind of mistake I did, because of which I am suffering. So you commit mistake. You commit mistake. You follow Veda, Shastra, Sadhu, Shastra, Guru, and you correct it. Okay. So there are Guru, Sadhu, Shastra are nothing but for our corrective measures. Okay. So whatever task you are doing, if you are getting failure, you can review it, you can follow again, you can counsel from your, you can consult from your Guru, what is the mistake I have done. So, and Guru is always there, that what kind of mistake you are doing. Because Guru knows you better. You are close to him. You are performing your all the activities, prescribed duty. You are under control. So Guru are so intelligent that they can identify where you are doing mistakes. So corrective measures can be taken. So Guru, Sadhu, Shastra can correct you. Jnaninas tattva darshinaha. So this is very important. Okay, so we will stop over here. Anyone has any question, we can take. No question. So Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Krishna Bhagwan ki jai. वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः.